Well, the verdict is in. Judging from your response on our website, you love 5-ingredient recipes. Well, I got a few more for you today, but this time, because it's nice and sunny outside, I'm taking them to the grill. To get things rolling, my friend Elizabeth Karmel will join us. She was the chef of Hill Country Barbecue in New York and is a champion griller to boot. She's making Texas Barbecue Brisket with me. I can't believe it has only 5 ingredients. It's that good. My contribution to this meal is a watermelon lemonade, a new summertime classic. You'll also love the simplicity of my Scallop, Basil and Prosciutto Kebabs. I like to serve them with a chilly white wine sangria. So let's get the party started with 2 5-ingredient recipes on the grill. I'm Sara Moulton. Welcome to Sara's Weeknight Meals. Funding provided by
Subaru builds vehicles like the versatile Subaru Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive and plenty of cargo room. A recipe made for whatever the day brings. Subaru, a proud sponsor of Sara's Weeknight Meals.
Family owned and Indiana grown, Maple Leaf Farms is a proud sponsor of Sara's Weeknight Meals. Providing a variety of duck products for home kitchens, Maple Leaf Farms Duck helps inspire culinary adventures everywhere. Maple Leaf Farms.
And thanks to the generous support of barbecue doesn't get much better than the kind of barbecue you find in Hill Country in Central Texas. And my buddy here is an expert on that kind of barbecue. And not only that, you've taken it to Memphis and competed.
I have.
So we're doing brisket, which is famous at your Hill Country restaurant.
Yes. And there are 2 things that you absolutely have to do to make authentic barbecue. One is cook it low and slow.
Okay, that much I knew.
I just checked, and we've got indirect heat, and we're going to cook it on the lowest temperature possible on this grill.
Okay.
And a kiss of smoke.
And that's what we were just
and
doing.
We were just filling that smoker box up with wet wood chips.
Okay.
We're using post oak, because that's what we use in the restaurant.
Okay.
And this is a nifty little smoker box. But if you don't have a smoker box, you don't need one. Let me show you what you can do. And I've done this more times than I've used a smoker box.
Really?
You just take an aluminum pan, you put wet chips in there, and then you put it right underneath the cooking grate.
Okay.
When you're preheating the grill.
Gotcha.
You
So you
always
lift it up
want,
and
yes,
put it under there. How long do you soak the chips?
About 30 minutes.
Okay. All right.
Because if you don't soak them, they'll ignite.
Oh.
And we just want the taste of the wood smoke.
Yeah.
We don't want the flames.
No, we don't.
Right.
So this is a beast. What have we got here?
I know. I love it.
How many pounds is that?
This is about 12 pounds, so I'm going to need you to help me. We have a whole brisket here. We've got the moist part, which is the top part, otherwise called the point on the barbecue circuit. And then we've got the bottom part, which is called the flat. A lot of times at the grocery store, they just sell the flat because they think Americans only want lean.
Yeah.
But this is the secret to great brisket.
Fat.
The fat.
Okay.
And you're not going to eat the fat, right? It's just going to moisturize that meat while it cooks low and slow, and it's going to leave all that delicious flavor in, but the fat itself will render out, and the meat will be very, very lean. Okay, this is the simplest rub in the world, because this is all about the meat with just a little bit of smoke.
No sauce?
No sauce.
Oh.
Texas is a no sauce zone. Oops. We've got kosher salt.
That's a half cup.
We've got butcher grind black pepper,
Which is more coarse.
which is more coarse.
And
Got
that was 3 tablespoons of
That was 3 tablespoons. And now we're going to put 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper. Now this is where the heat comes from. I like to say it's enough cayenne to turn it pink. So we're just going to mix this up. Now we're going to rub it. But rub is actually a misnomer. I'm going to get you to help me here.
Okay.
Because we don't want to really rub it in. We just want to give it a nice,
You want me to do this with
consistent
you,
coat.
or?
I do. I
Okay.
do. I always say, pretend I'm raining over the food. As in R-A-I-N-I-N-G. I'm going to turn it over and get my hands dirty, and then
You'll
will
do-
finish seasoning, because I want to save that rub, any that's left.
Okay, I'm practicing my raining move.
You're raining very well.
You need me to open some beer meanwhile,
I do.
which is always a good idea.
Yeah, right, okay.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, it's important to just pat it in and not rub it in because you don't wanna damage the meat fibers.
Okay. Very delicate.
Very delicate. And before we started, I wrapped the whole thing in paper towels so that it would be dry.
So that this would adhere.
This would adhere, and also that's what's gonna give us that great crust and those coveted burnt ends from the barbecue. Wow,
I always look for coveted burnt
it's
ends.
working.
Okay, so
We're getting smoke. We're gonna put the beer in here because smoke has a tendency to pull the moisture away from the cooking environment.
so it sort of dries things
It
out.
does sort of dry things out. I'm gonna ask you
Yes.
if you can hold this, and I'll put it on the grill.
Okay.
You see, the smoke is smoking. We're gonna put this fat cap up, and we're never, ever gonna turn it.
Really?
Right. So it's as easy as that. Now we just have to sit and wait.
This is just a matter of patience is really what it is. So while we're waiting, I'm gonna go make some sparkling watermelon lemonade. I've made some homemade seltzer over here, and we've got beautiful watermelon. You know that dark color is so important.
Oh.
I've got about 4 cups here, and we're just putting it in the blender. Some fresh lemon juice, not that stuff in a bottle. 5 tablespoons of sugar. We've got a little bit of mint. Doesn't it smell great? Then, all right, pour slowly because we're gonna get lots of fizz, which is sort of the point.
I
All
can't
right.
wait.
Yes.
Cheers.
All right, well, let's go take a little, we've got 5
I
hours to
know.
kill. So let's go have a little walk.
Yeah, show me the garden. Try flowers.
Wow.
I know.
I was so excited, and it really shrinks a ton, doesn't it?
It does, and that's one of the ways you can tell that it's done. It shrinks
shrinks.
to about 2/3 of its original size.
All right, well, I want to try some of those burnt ends.
Okay, well let's cut off a little piece here. When you cut brisket, you always want to cut against the grain, and sometimes you don't know which way that is, but
You just have to look
you
at it.
have to look at it. So look at that beautiful burnt end. That is
Okay, well, before I partake, I
delicious.
just have to say thank you for coming.
my
And
pleasure.
You've proven that the grill is a great way to cook up fast and flavorful weeknight meals and Sunday barbecue.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can eat the leftovers all week long.
Wow. Oh my God.
I think since the caveman days when men were out getting the dinosaurs, the first thing they would do is, of course, butcher the dinosaur and eat it right there, wherever they got it. So I would say men have the DNA for meat and fire.
Fire, meat, cook, eat. Bob Algren and his friends are experts, and their 500,000 fans must agree. In a world of cat videos and skateboard stunts, at 65, Bob is an unlikely YouTube star.
Welcome to BarbecuePitBoys.com. It was like YouTube, right? At the time, nobody had any clue what they were, but they gave you free space to store your videos. So I uploaded videos of how to cook on grills we had here. And the next thing you know, I got a check in the mail for like $50. And go, what? For watching YouTube videos? So I said, that's cool, you know?
YouTube made him a partner, sold advertising around his site, gave him equipment and video lessons. The Barbecue Pit Boys, a bunch of his friends grilling in the backyard, became a phenomenon. 100 million views in the top 1% of YouTube's videos.
They decided to put me on the homepage along with Bobby Flay. And it turned out nobody was watching Bobby Flay, but everybody was watching the Barbecue Pit Boys. And today, of course, the YouTube homepage is worth millions of dollars to advertising. And I just get up one morning and I see literally thousands and thousands of emails and messages from fans saying, well, we love the Pit Boys.
Jitterbug and I have matching fingers. Whoopsie, doesn't work.
Yeah, because it's a wedding finger. He refuses.
The Pit Boys, basically whoever shows up that day, all have nicknames.
My pit boy name's Ray Hollywood.
They call me Joey online.
They call me J-Dog.
They just call me Hip.
Name's Jason. J-A-S-O-N.
Let's start it over. A little lower.
They hang out, drink beer,
Yeah, we even drink redneck beer too.
shoot the videos.
That's all about.
Basically shots of hands cooking with Bob's narration and rock music pumping in the background. Over the years, they've cooked some crazy stuff. Alligator, 3 pigs,
So don't eat any sausages from that period.
Jitterbug shot these yesterday on site, right here. We cleaned them together and we're ready to go.
on today's menu, pigeons.
Got some morning doves here.
Morning doves, shot by Jitterbug.
Right and back over there.
And then Bob with an all-time favorite.
Today we're gonna do a beer can bacon burger, and it's real easy to do. This is what you got here. We got a couple pounds of ground chuck. We're gonna form this meatball around this beer can right here. Then we got ourselves some regular cut bacon. This, pull it out, and what you end up with is a nice little pocket. So excuse my hands, but this is the pit. I'm gonna get this roast beef hash in here. And here we've got the roast beef, mushroom gravy going right here, the steak. And then we're gonna top it off with a little bit of pepper jack cheese. And if you've been watching us over the years in the Pit Boys, and this is our 9th year, we'll be going into our 10th year, we do a lot of this indirect grilling. So we're gonna place this beer can bacon burger opposite the hot coals. Probably the most popular burger in the world right now. We got 6 million hits.
That burger begat a dynasty. What started in a Connecticut backyard brought the world to Bob's door. There are now over 7,500 Barbecue Pit Boys chapters in 100 countries.
United States is #1, of course, and then Canada, Germany, Japan. We've got them in Greece, Brazil, Argentina, you name the country. We have Pit Boys chapters all over the world.
In Prague, they headlined a food festival with thousands of adoring fans.
Hey, can you smell that?
Despite their fame, they have no great ambition beyond this one thing.
Get your hat on. Everybody needs their glasses. Jay, get your glasses on.
All right, I say it's time to eat. I think it's brotherhood, camaraderie.
Wow, that's really good.
Cook barbecue and food and hang with our friends. And that's what it's about. We're not about competitions. Come on, Chase, grab a piece of roast beef. Life is short, you know, so you want to enjoy every minute if you can. And for most people, it is hanging at the pit and having a good time.
Everybody do a thumbs up real quick. Yeah. Right.
It's good.
That's a wrap right there. Done.
And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right?
Well, at the end of the day, I usually want to get some rest and sober up because these are long video sessions we do here.
You smell that?
It smells good. Yeah. Barbecue Pit Boys for life, baby.
Today I'm making a little surf and turf haiku. There's just scallops, prosciutto, basil, seasoned with a little lemon juice and olive oil, and grilled on the grill. Couldn't be simpler. But first, I'm going to make a pink sangria, because sangria is just the perfect drink to go with scallops. Okay, so I'm going to start with seasonal fruit. I've got some peaches, 2 peaches, and we're going to season them first with sugar. You know, if you've ever made a shortcake with strawberries and you toss them first with sugar, you know what I'm talking about, that the sugar pulls out all this liquid, and so you're already sort of concentrating the flavor of the fruit and creating a wonderful fruit syrup. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, peaches stick to their pit, so that is why I am cutting around the pit. Sangria is a wonderful fruit-infused wine drink from Spain that's served chilled that we love. And there's so many variations. You can do a white sangria with white wine and white fruits. You can do, it's usually done with red wine, and that's terrific too. But I'm going to do mine with rosé. So on to my orange. You cut this in half. Cut it whatever size you want. This is fun. You can do whatever you want. Just get rid of the end. And large slices or smaller slices. The idea being that the fruit adds all of its flavor to the sangria so that it's going to taste like the orange and the peach and the cherries. So that's 1 small orange, and then we're going to add a cup of cherries. And I just want to show you, I have this fun pitting tool, which looks like an instrument of torture, frankly. So here's how this one works. Here you see this. Oops. Okay, so it goes right in. So you take your cherry and you put the top part where the stem was right there, and let's hope I get it. It doesn't always work. And then you just put this through, okay? Or if you want, you can just do it the old-fashioned way. It's the same way that you remove a pit from an olive, what I do all the time. And you just take the side of your knife, the dull side, so put this underneath like that at 20, well, more than 20-degree angle, and just go whack, and then the pit will come out. Oops, easily. So now all of this is going to go right in here with 1/3 cup of superfine sugar. Let me show you what this looks like. Superfine sugar, also known as bar sugar, is what bartenders use. And the reason it works well is because unlike granulated sugar, it dissolves in liquid without you having to heat it or store it like crazy. And then I'm going to add 1/2 cup of triple sec or any orange liqueur that you like. So this goes in. And we're going to stir it up. Let it sit for an hour, and all of the juices from the fruit will be pulled out by the sugar and mix with the triple sec and just get more intense, so that by the time we top it off with our rosé, it will be wonderfully deeply flavored. Okay, so that is our sangria. I'm going to park this back here. So here we have some large scallops. These are jumbos. When you're cooking scallops, if they're too small, they're going to dry out by the time they get a little sear on them. So we're using the large guys so that they can stay on a little longer, get that nice sear, but still be nice and tender and juicy inside. I wanted to show you one thing. When you buy scallops, sometimes they have this little muscle right here that attaches them to the shell. And you want to remove this because this is sort of tough. I mean, it wouldn't kill you if you didn't remove it, but if you have the time, do remove it. So I'm going to make a marinade to put my scallops in. We're going to start with some hefty pinch of salt. This is an actual scallop shell. When you get scallops in Europe, they come with the shell and the roe, which is so delicious, but we don't sell it that way here. We need a little bit of lemon juice. I just need about a tablespoon. And I'm going to whisk it with my salt so that I can dissolve the salt. And you always want to dissolve your salt in acid or, you know, some other liquid other than oil. It just doesn't dissolve as well in oil. Okay, and then 2 tablespoons of oil. All right, and that is our very complicated marinade, but very refreshing and appropriate for scallops because they're so wonderful. They have such great flavor. You just don't want to overwhelm them with strong spices and herbs. And it's just, you just really want to coat them and make sure they're well seasoned. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper to them too. Okay, now it's time to assemble. I've got some prosciutto, and let me show you how you do it. So you take a slice about this big, and you want it to be about as wide as the scallop. The scallops are going to go on like this. So you want the prosciutto, so you have to cut it to fit a little bit. And then we're going to put a basil piece on there. We put the scallop. You want your basil to fit too. You don't want anything hanging out because we're going to lay it flat. If all you have are wooden skewers, fine, soak them for about 20 minutes. But the advantage of these skewers, first of all, the double skewers, is that when you turn the scallops over, I'm just going to thread these, they don't turn around. I don't know if you've ever had that situation where you turn over the shrimp turns over too, but with a double skewer like this, it doesn't happen. So let me keep going with some more of these. It's nice to have a little fat on there too. You could just fold it over if you want to get the fat on. Now you could set these up ahead of time and park them in the fridge, not a problem. Okay, this one needs to be trimmed. You want to hold open the skewers so they all go on evenly. And don't put them too close together, because if they're touching, they won't cook all around. They'll sort of steam in the middle and not cook as well. All right, now I am going to keep rolling and get 3 more skewers done, so it's 4 per person. This serves 4 people. Okay, so now I'm going to do what my good friend Elizabeth Karmel told me, which is I'm going to oil the scallops. She says oil the item, don't oil the grill. You want the grill to be really well preheated, which is what I've been doing on high. There, I'm going to do this side and get them oiled side down, and then I'll oil the other side before I turn them. Okay. Oiled side down, here we go. I'm going to have to put these 2 at a little bit of an angle so they all fit. Now, these will only take about 4 minutes aside. It's going to be very, very quick. So I'm going to clean up, and then I'm going to finish my sangria. Okay, I think I've got, when, you know, you have to sort of, oops, I lost one. But, oh, those look beautiful. We'll just slide that guy. You know what? Remember, you're alone in the kitchen. That one's for me. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so just a few minutes. It won't take as long on the second side, and we want them to be a little undercooked in the middle. This is almost perfect what I just turned over. Wow. Delicious. Okay, they're done. I can tell because they're firm. Those are beautiful. So now I'm going to finish my sangria. We're going to make a big pitcher for everybody. Here we go. So the fruit all goes in, and the juice at the bottom, because that's accumulated all this flavor, particularly if you can give it a whole hour of maceration. That would be yummy stuff to drink straight up, the triple sec with the fruit. Okay, and then I love rosé. I fell in love with it a year ago when I was in France teaching cooking classes at this manor house in the foie gras country, which was fun. But anyway, before we teach a class, we'd have a little aperitif with a little rosé wine, which came from that particular area. But here's how you put together a drink. You throw in some ice cubes, and then you just pour it in. Let's put a few pieces of fruit in there, because the fruit is as good as everything else. And if you must, now for me, this is perfect, just like right like this. But if you want to, you can top it off with some seltzer or club soda, and that would be delicious too. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so I just want to garnish my scallops here with a little bit of lemon. Lemon wedges go on there. And you know, these have sat here for a minute, but that is not a problem. Scallops will be delicious at room temperature. And they'd even be delicious cold, but why do we bother grilling them if we're going to serve them cold? So serve it with a few lemon wedges. And there we go. All right. I'm going to go sit down. Okay. Ladies, this is my continuing series of Ladies Who Lunch. Here we are. And I'm so thrilled to have you both here. This is part of our family. We have here Nikki, who's the daughter of my makeup lady, Pam. And we have over here Shayna, who is our intern and is going to film school, right? Mm-hmm. So you both like scallops and eat scallops? Yep. And outside, let's give it a taste. Tell me what you think.
That's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really simple, nicely cooked, huh? Mm-hmm. Now we have a special drink for both of you. I'm sorry you can't have what I'm having, but we just got the fresh fruit with the seltzer. So I think we need to have a toast.
Yeah.
All right. To Ladies Who Lunch. There we go. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining me too. I just want to say this is all about 5-ingredient recipes that deliver so much flavor on the grill. I'm Sara Moulton. I'll see you next time for some more of Sara's Weeknight Meals. Okay, let's do it. Isn't it fun how the prosciutto gets all crispy on the outside? Sicilian grandmother.
Yeah.
Does she cook? Do you cook with her?
No.
You've got to cook with her.
I will.
Shayna, do you cook?
I do sometimes with my mom, yeah.
What kind of food?
Sarah's Weeknight Meals continues online. For recipes, helpful tips, messages, and lots more, visit us on the web at sarahmoulton.com/weeknightmeals. And go to our YouTube channel, Sarah's Weeknight Meals TV. Funding provided by
Subaru builds vehicles like the versatile Subaru Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive and plenty of cargo room. A recipe made for whatever the day brings. Subaru, a proud sponsor of Sarah's Weeknight Meals.
Family owned and Indiana grown, Maple Leaf Farms is a proud sponsor of Sarah's Weeknight Meals. Providing a variety of duck products for home kitchens, Maple Leaf Farms Duck helps inspire culinary adventures everywhere. Maple Leaf Farms.
And thanks to the generous support of